I wanted to ask about, especially with recent events, what's your position been on Elon and his awkward little hand gesture?
In the my heart goes out to you.
Mm-hmm.
I want you to. I thought this might come up. Let me see if I got it. Give me a second. Everyone watching? See?
Yep.
I think that's Macron.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Oh my God! It's a Nazi salute. Look,
Hold on. Wait. Hold on a second. Just a second. Just a hot second there, Wick. Can you find me? Would you be so kind as to find me an uncropped version of that video?
An uncropped? What do you mean uncropped?
Well, exactly what I mean. That's a very cropped version of that moment.
Second version?
No. I mean an uncropped version. Like that cuts him. You can. It's kind of. If you look at his hand, you can't really see exactly how the palm is facing. I'd like to see an uncropped version of that before I make a judgment call there, because we don't want to judge it right away and call somebody a Nazi right off the bat with no context whatsoever, right?
I don't think he's a Nazi or doing a Nazi.
No, I know, but I guess my point is that that's what I'd like to see before I went ahead and said this person is a Nazi. Well, that's one of the things anyway. That's just one of the things. But if you can find me an uncropped version of that, I would be happy to look at it and make a judgment.
My thing with the Elon thing, and this is a mistake I think a lot of Democrats and lefties are making, unfortunately, is they're playing into this thing where like you can make a case that Elon is far right, and I think he is, to be clear. Right?
Okay.
I think he plays footsie with it. But you can use his words that have no ambiguity. You can use his statements that have no ambiguity. You can use his retweets, which have some ambiguity, but you can make a clearer case. The problem I think that with people using the hand gesture is that it was ambiguous. Like if you think that everyone was on board and the same page with this, it was split down the middle. At least on my timeline.
Oh, I agree.
Lefties who thought yes, lefties who thought no. So even if you like. It's just one of those things where, like, I've seen too many people say, it's this, and if you think it's anything else, you're a Nazi too. And that's where I have a problem.
Okay, I'll agree with you on that very small specific point that, like, if you, you probably shouldn't say, hey, if you're undecided about this, then you're a Nazi too, okay? I'll agree with you on that point and that point alone, okay? I think that the problem is that you're not really looking. I wouldn't say that the percentage of people who are looking at this and only looking at the salute are saying that he's a Nazi. I think they're looking at it in context of his other actions, very specifically his interactions with the AfD.
Certainly, but he's also made statements like we need to get racists out of the right. Like we can do this narrative thing where we can take statements he's made, like his defense of H-1B visas, for example. That's a very not Nazi take. His statements on white supremacy being awful and bad, not a Nazi take, right? It's
but like I think the problem though. Yeah, sorry. Go ahead.
I'll let you respond, right?
Yeah.
Is here's the problem with Elon, like him or love him. You or love him or hate him, I should say, you can craft a narrative based on his actual statements and stances that show him to be in a positive light or show him to be in a negative light, and that's exactly what everyone is doing right now.
I would say that like, don't you think that is kind of the definition of, like, this is what people mean when they say this is a dog whistle. There's a plausible deniability there, but it signals to the correct people what that message is, right? Like, I understand what you're saying. He's made statements that, like, disprove that he's a Nazi, but I mean, if you want to pull out authorities, if you want to pull out like the ADL, then it's also like, okay, well, yeah, the ADL said awkward hand gesture. Nick Fuentes said.
Who are you gonna trust between Nick Fuentes and the ADL, though?
It's not about me. It's not about who I trust, right? It really isn't. It's about who is listening to what these authorities are saying, and who is then willing to shut their eyes against future actions of what Elon is doing, or really anybody else, because at that point it's like, oh yeah, no, he's not a Nazi. He argued for H-1B visas. this is a plausible deniability. Like, you know, this is not a hand, like, I mean, yeah, awkward hand gesture. Like, you know, do you see what I mean?
NOK Life is saying, tell you he said hi. So I'm gonna do that.
Hello, NOK Life. Yeah.
$5 from Zephyr Hash to say, if there are other actions, why do we continue to harangue about the dumb salute? Why not just criticize the actions?
Because I think that okay, it's one thing if you're undecided about the hand gesture, right? It's another thing entirely when people push something like the Macron hand gesture, which, by the way, I did take a look at. That's the part of the reason why I even decided to call in, because I ventured onto Twitter to repost the thing that you said about this. Well, here's the thing, right? And I saw that you'd reposted the Macron tweet, and I was like, okay, Wick. Yeah, okay. I know you did the edgy moment. You did the edgy moment of like throwing your heart out to people, but that retweet was what made me think. Well, here's the thing. It kind of is.
It's not that edgy.
It kind of is.
You guys are all saying it's edgy, and I've done this on stream a lot.
Yeah, but
someone made a tweet where I'm literally like this in the tweet because I'm pointing out something. I do this a lot on stream.
No, I understand that.
And no one's.
Well,
says
okay.
It's edgy or anything, right? But
okay.
As soon as this happens, all of a sudden it's like, oh my goodness, right?
Yeah, because okay, and I'll tell you what's my specific issue with that, right? I'll say that in a second, okay? It's about what's behind it, right? Like, I'll be honest and say Macron.
Oh, they just clipped me now. I'm seeing the clips of me just doing it right now.
Yeah, of course. So of course they're gonna do that. You're just handing it out to people, my friend. But here's the thing, okay? With Macron, it's like, okay, yeah, he did. Even if I were to take,
he hit his heart.
And then his video. Well,
it's a much better angle. Than
no, but
like that's
again, you can't see where the rest of the hand is. You don't know if it's like this or like actually down, right? Unless you can, unless you have the unless
like
you.
The Nazi salute has an.
No.
The Nazi salute has a specific angle, right?
Yeah, I understand that. But this is the thing, it's not about the angle, right? It's about how it's being presented as an argument against Elon to give Elon more plausible deniability and say, hey, what about this other person who did it? What about Arnold Schwarzenegger when he did it? Oh, he was Austrian too. Like, it's deflection, okay? And the thing is, when you do a salute like that, it's very easy to say, no, Wick's not a fucking Nazi. Like, I showed that clip, I showed that, okay, I'm gonna be honest to you. I showed that clip to my husband, and I had to explain, like, for like 10 minutes afterwards, actually, no, Wick is not a Nazi. He's not a Nazi, okay? And well, no, but here's the thing, is that it's fairly, I think the average.
I'm glad I'm a subject in your marriage.
I talk about Twitch Bowl quite a lot, okay? But this is the thing.
No, that's love, okay? You keep that guy. He's letting you talk about Twitch Bowl and hasn't left you. That's a keeper.
Oh no, I'm very selective with what I tell him, okay? So that's what keeps it going, really. But in any case, so here's the thing though, is that with you, it's really, really easy to say there's nothing backing up this claim of like you being a Nazi or not, right? Like, it's fairly easy. But it's still a very stupid thing to do, I'll be honest, because it's not that you're doing the thing that he did. You're buying into it's ambiguous and it will stay ambiguous, when you can just kind of condemn it for what it is. It's a Nazi salute.
The problem with that, though, is I think that insistence of condemning it for what it is does, like, normies see this and watch this and think, oh, well, these guys think this is a Nazi salute. What else are they fucking wrong about? And the insistence that it is. Like, I know there are a lot of people who say, I don't know, it kind of looks like it, and that's fair, right? That's a fair statement to make. Like, oh, it might be, it kind of looks like it. But that's not what a lot of people are saying. They're saying it is 100%.
Yeah, because that's the thing. Again, it's not just it's not
like the blue gold dress, the blue. You remember that?
Yeah,
dress?
I remember that dress.
White gold, the blue green
yeah,
dress. How
the
everyone
white
was at each other's throats. That's just this. We're having the same debate.
It's not though, because I think at the end of the day, the blue and the black and blue and the white and gold dress, it doesn't actually impact anything other than to be a fun discussion topic, right? Versus this kind of gives cover for Elon to do other things and then have those things be plausible, like, okay, yeah, he's not really a Nazi. He platformed for like H-1B visas and shit, right?
I don't think the salute and the discussion around the salute will either help or hurt him, to be honest. It will hurt us, but it won't help or hurt him.
I think that it's better to take his actions along with the salute and then say, yeah, this is a bad thing. Like, I see no reason why we need to isolate the salute from anything else. Which is, I think, what you're saying. Yeah, I think you're saying that as well. You're saying that we shouldn't just look at the salute and say this is a Nazi salute. But again, I don't think people are just looking at the salute and saying it's a Nazi salute. They're looking at the other things too.
$5 from Zephyr Hash to say leftists willing to talk all day and night about a 3-second salute, not the freaking $50 billion payoff from Tesla, AFD support, etc., etc., etc. To be fair to Ice Beans, she has talked about the AFD support in this very call.
Yeah. And again, the only reason I'm talking about this
$5.
Oh yeah, give WHICK more money. But like, here's the thing: is that no, WHICK, stop.
You couldn't even see it. See, you assumed. You didn't even see my hand.
Because okay, here's the thing.
It wasn't even close.
Because here's the thing. Again, it's one thing to be edgy, right? It's another thing when that edginess is then used to like say, yeah, you're kind of like sweeping for Elon. That's kind of what I mean.
Just say I'm sweeping for Elon because they don't like me. That's odd.
Well, yeah, sure, but that's why I'm yelling at you, because I think you know better than that.
But this is the thing. I don't live my life about how people are going to purposely take me out of context. At least not in this regard. Like, and this is a problem I've had with a lot of people. Right? It's the age of knives. Okay. Everyone is trying to use the situation at hand, and you know what I'm talking about, to go after their old enemies, right? And I think this is just another way that people are doing that.
Can you clarify what you mean in this case? I understand in other cases or in drama sense, but what do you mean specifically in this case?
So the people who think who've called me a Nazi, fascist, enabler for a while.
Oh, okay.
They're again saying, unironically, is a Nazi enabler.
Okay. Yeah, that's a little silly. But
That's what's happening, right? And it looks silly, and it makes weird.
Well, no, okay, it's not. But this is the thing: is like,
this is important.
Yeah, go ahead.
It doesn't hurt me. I'm saying that none of that hurts me. In fact, it kind of inculcates me against actual criticisms, because I could just say, remember that time they thought I was a Nazi because I said my heart went out to you? And everyone's like, oh yeah, they're crazy. And
sure. Yeah, okay. I understand what you mean, but I think that then your continued sort of defense against it, because let me actually pause what I'm saying and actually ask you, with the context of what you know now, do you think Elon is a Nazi? Let's put it there.
No, I don't think he's a Nazi.
Do you think
he plays footsies with the far right?
For
various reasons.
Do you think that? Okay, and the things that he's been doing don't alarm you?
They do, but not in the "this is a Nazi" alarm. It's a "this is a bad person who wants bad things" alarm, which is fundamentally different.
And at what point would you what would he have to do then to kind of like, because it seems like you're shying away from the label. Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what would that take
things that
then?
come along with the label. So the Nazis have a very specific ideology, and I can understand like saying Nick Fuentes is a Nazi because he's close enough. Right?
Okay.
I don't know if he's precisely it, but I have no problem with people calling him a Nazi because he's close enough, right? He believes in certain things like white supremacy, great replacement theory, and there's a list of them, right? That I don't have on hand, but there's a list of things where he matches fairly one-to-one. He might differentiate here and there, right? But overwhelmingly, he has this ideology. Not
So-
Elon. Elon does not have the same amount of one-to-one. There are certain things that, he's retweeted some very anti-Semitic things. He's retweeted and pushed some very conspiratorial kind of things. He has this weird obsession with replacement rates.
Sure.
Thing.
Yeah.
And those are all like.
So you'd say that
They're
he's.
worth worrying about, regardless of whether or not. My worry with those things isn't to say, is he or is he not a Nazi? It's these beliefs are harmful. Does that make sense? And do you see the difference?
Yes, but I think that the problem is that just labeling them bad is not quite enough.
Why not?
Because if you just say bad, okay, for one thing, yeah, there is some alarm with using that word, right? Like, if you just label it as bad, well, not, it means if you just say it bad, then essentially you're kind of downplaying what he's actually doing. What it would actually look like to be a Nazi sympathizer. Right?
I suppose.
Like, would you, for example, would you say that he's a Nazi sympathizer?
I don't think so.
No? Okay.
No, I just don't think so. I think he sympathizes with some very problematic beliefs from the far right. Absolutely. He can probably share some of those beliefs. But that's fundamentally different than being a Nazi sympathizer.
Okay. Would you, so then you unequivocally don't think that his Nazi salute, excuse me, the salute was not a Nazi salute?
No.
Okay.
To believe that, you'd have to believe that he was willing to go up on national stage on inauguration day in front of millions of Americans and do that gesture twice, saying, ha ha ha, I'm secretly signaling to my Nazis and I'm Nazi now. And that just beggars belief to me.
Okay.
Like,
would you be willing to put your money where your mouth is on that issue?
In what way?
Well, I've sent you a thing. It's a little GIF. If you truly believe it, I'd like to see it added to your emotes.
You know what? If I have room, where's my kamikaze? Do you know kamikaze's DM here? I'll show everyone the thing. This is the GIF. There you go, ladies and gentlemen. You want me to add this to my salute? To my gifts? I will. Do you want me to?
I want you to put your. Whoa, hold on. Why am I? Oh, sorry. I just want to see you putting your money where your mouth is on that issue. That's it.
Sure, I could do that, but like, if you believe it's a Nazi salute, then you.
I'm not. Okay, let me.
Nazi salute onto my channel.
Listen to me. Okay, hold on a second. Well, it shouldn't matter what I think. Unless of course I did like a really sneaky, stupid thing by like reporting you afterwards, after like challenging you to do that.
Report me, but I'm telling you, it's probably okay. I have people who report me all the time.
Oh yeah, I'm not. By the way, that's not me. That's not me. That's not me threatening, right?
I'm not trying to say that.
Yeah.
I know it's not you, right? But I know that there are people who do that, right? Who try to, and they've done it before, right? I got banned a couple times.
Sure.
I've had them overturned when people looked in.
Yeah.
But people are constantly looking for something I do that's wrong to report me.
Okay,
right?
but that shouldn't be the reason why you don't upload it, though.
I am 90% sure that they've reported me for it. You know what? Nothing's happened.
Yeah, sure. I like my I'm just saying if you are convinced on that point, then I'd like to see it added.
I'm happy to do that. I'll tell everyone that H-Beans wanted me to put it up, so I put it up.
No, you can tell them that Ice Beans told you. No, I want you to put it up if you truly believe that it is truly ambiguous.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. That's fine.
The only reason I wouldn't is because I fail to the technical side of it, which is very possible that I do.
Okay.
Right, but you know.
That's fine. I mean, it's fine. Oh, by the way, I have a completely separate rant on the technical side, but like, you know, that it doesn't have to be done now.
Is there anything else, bro?
Nope, that's it. I will probably I'll give you a week before I'll come back and yell at you. You better put that emote
I'll tweet
up.
out about it. How Ice Beans came on my show. She made the gift for me. And she wanted me to add this to my
Yeah,
channel.
probably the worst thing that I've ever done, by the way. I completely disavow this GIF. I do not think that it is an ambiguous salute. I think it is absolutely a Nazi salute that he was signaling to whoever wanted to hear. And also throw a little bit of chaos into the mix. Get people arguing about it. Get Ice Beans angry. You know, that sort of thing.
Get Ice Beans angry. You know, you don't have to fall into the trap. If you think it was a troll, you could simply not respond.
No, I don't think again, like I said, I'm not responding to just the salute. I'm responding to everything else he's done too. Especially right afterwards too, with him like showing up at the campaign and, you know, supporting all these far right. You know, what did he say recently? He said that Germany should.
For the sub, by the way, I appreciate you.
He said that Germany should stop being so guilty, you know?
Stop feeling so guilty.
Do the one thing that do the one thing that every German that I met when I went to Germany told me about, like the Holocaust and stuff. Yeah, don't forget about it. So
okay,
you know.
Ice Beans, thank you for calling in.
Oh yeah, have a good night.
Remember, and thank you for defending me to your husband. I'll talk to you later, okay?
All right, see ya.